Okay, which brings up to the next part. You know, when you sign up an account with Freedom Voice, you get a toll-free number that you can use for people to call in. And it's good that you have a toll-free number for people to call in, is because so now it captures, anytime somebody call in, it captures their caller ID. And when you have a toll-free number, even if they have caller ID block, like they have a private number, when they call a toll-free number, it will always come through. They can't block of a toll-free number. And so now you capture, and you're not just like how we capture email addresses. Now you capture phone numbers so you can do a voice blast back to them. You know, say, hey, I have this house, I'm taking the highest and best offer this weekend.
Is it a national 800 number or a local 800?
It's a national 800 number, yeah. National. Freedom Voice number can receive incoming fax. Yeah, they definitely can do that. So so as you keep on doing this, you're going to continue to build your buyers list for that area. And so every time you have a property, you're just going to do a voice blast to them. Say, hey, I have a property that I desperately need to sell. You know, I'm willing to own or finance it. I'm willing to do a rent to own on it. I'm auctioning it off, and I'm selling to the buyer with the highest down payment in 3 days. Please call me at this number with your offer today before it's too late. Okay. And and then for these rent to own, you should run classified ads and just leave the ads on, but don't run the classified ads in the daily newspaper, the major metropolitan area daily newspaper, because those get way too expensive. Run it in your weekly local papers like like the Green Sheets or the Thrifty Nickels or the Penny Savers type of ad. You'll get a lot more tenant buyers from those newspapers. And you can run the ad specifically to just that area, okay? And just keep that running. It's pretty inexpensive, but I mean, the more ways that you can advertise for buyers, the better. You know, the more aggressive you are in finding these buyers, the better. Okay, and this is applicable to any type of business you do. You know, you look at all of the successful companies. They are all very aggressive with their marketing to find their customers, and so don't be shy. You know, Freedom Voice charge you like $30 a month, and then each time you do a voice blast, they charge you like a per minute. And based on, I think, a 6-second increment. So like, let's say a voice blast to a couple hundred people, like a 30-second voice blast, will probably cost you about, for sure under $20, $10, $15, or something like that. Pretty. Protus, Protus.com, Protus.com. Protus does not give you a toll-free number, though. Okay. Yeah, they only do voice blast. They're not a toll-free number. Okay. Is that similar to Pat Live? Pat Live is completely different. Pat Live it has an answering service where they actually answers the call. Pat Live is way more expensive. I mean. Yeah.
And where are they getting these phone numbers then? We supply them?
Yeah, you have to upload the phone numbers. Yeah. Okay. All right. And if you still can't sell your houses this way, you can also send out direct mail to to all of the non-owner occupied property in that neighborhood. Okay, and you know, depending on your area, your county, you might have to buy that list, like from RealQuest or from ListSource, from one of those list places, or if your county appraisal district has a way to allow you to export that list, then it'll be free for you. Okay. And so, do you know why you would mail to a non-owner occupant property? Because they're renting. You're targeting to them directly. Okay. Now, on wholesale deals, another thing that I forgot to mention, you can also send out, when you have a property to sell in that neighborhood, you can also send out to the non-owner occupant homeowners in that neighborhood, but you send out to their mailing address and not their home address. Do you know why? So in finding tenant buyers, we send postcards to the non-owner occupant and send it to the property address. But for wholesale deals, to flip wholesale deals, we send to the non-owner occupant owners, but to their mailing address. Why is that? Right, because if they own a house in that neighborhood and they don't live there, that means they are a landlord. And the chance of them buying another house in that neighborhood is much higher. You know, landlords like to keep all their properties close in proximity for ease of management. Yes. You can get those lists by buying them from realquest.com, or from listsource.com. Or you can, if you're in a county that will let you have those lists for free, just check with your county appraisal district. If you can export that list, then you can also get that list. So it depends. For the wholesale deals, if you get a list of non-owner occupant homeowners in that neighborhood, and they have bought the property within the last 6 months, they are a very high candidate to be your buyer. Okay, so when you run the list and you get you run the ownership history, and it shows that they bought it within the last 6 months, they're a very big candidate for you. Okay, right. Okay, so if you want to send out postcards, if you do all of these things and you're still having trouble moving this house, then you can also send postcards for pretty houses where you're looking for a tenant buyer or an owner occupant buyer. You're going to get a list of non-owner occupied properties in that neighborhood. That means that the owner who owns that property do not occupy it, do not live there. And so you get a list of non-owner occupied properties, and you send out a postcard to that property. So that way the tenant would receive your postcard and knows that there's a house for sale on a rent to own, on owner financing in that neighborhood. On wholesale deals, then you would mail to the same list, but you mail it to their mailing address, so you can get the landlord. Okay, and when you're mailing to the landlord, if your list comes back like real big, then just filter it down to only the ones that bought their property within the last 6 months. Okay? Guys got that? ListSource, ListSource.com. list source.
Do
Uh-huh.
you ever send the letter to all the owner-occupied properties after you sold the pretty house to solicit to sell their house, to buy it?
Have I, to buy the house? Yeah. Yeah.
Because now you got all the buyers.
Yeah, yes, you definitely can do that, but now you would go after the ones that that own that property like longer. You wouldn't nail it down to 6 months, because if they only bought it for 6 months, chances are they're probably not a tired landlord. They're a new landlord.
Right. Well, I was just wondering if you've done that and what your success rate was.
I don't have a percentage of success rate, but whenever I'm targeting a neighborhood, I do many things. Yes, I mail out to all of the vacant houses. I mailed out to all of the out-of-area owners. I mailed out to all of the homeowners that has an over 65 exemption, because that tells me that they're elderly owners and they probably have a lot of equity. So those are the 3 types of lists that I do direct mail to. And when I do that, I send them a yellow letter. As far as the respond rate, like in getting called back, we get about 4-point-something% of people who we send out the yellow letter to will call us back. Does that answer your question? Or?
Worth your while?
Huh?
Is it worth your time?
Is it worth my while? It depends. With all of the leads available online nowadays, because now that I got really good with online lead, I don't do as many direct mail as I used to anymore, because my cost per lead online is so much less. So is it worth your while in terms of return on investment? The answer is yes. Is it one of your more expensive cost per deal or cost per lead? The answer is yes. Yeah. So I actually, in my, and you can kind of see the transition of how I kind of move forward. My cash on demand real estate system focuses a lot on offline marketing, and then my flex option secrets and a lot of the courses that I teach now focuses a lot more on online marketing. It's because the internet has came around to where everything is so readily available, but does that make offline marketing not obsolete? No, definitely not. And it has to do with it has to do with how many deals you want to do a month also. If I want to do more deals and I'm already maxed out on my online leads, then yeah, I'll kick off direct mail. Most people, for most people as a new investor, I'd rather for you not to start out with direct mail. The reason being is because you don't have enough experience to talk to sellers to maximize your leads. So I'd rather for you to get as much practice as you can calling these free leads, so it doesn't cost you any money, and get used to identifying what's a good lead, what's not, what can you do with them. Get used to all of that first, and then when you do direct mail, you're able to maximize your cost per lead, your maximize your conversion per lead that are calling you. Got it? Okay. And direct mail is also a lot of people, there's more things to do. So when you first get started, just try to eliminate as much things you have to do as possible, so that way you can get going. With direct mail, you have to get the list, you have to make the postcards. You have, if you're gonna use the USPS to send out your postcards. You know, you have to design it the way they need to be uploaded, and then mailed out, and then it costs you money to mail it out. So a lot of people, you know, having to go through all that hurdle, it prevents them from taking action. In the beginning, when you first get started out, just get into action, start making some phone calls. The leads are readily available, you know. So I've already done all the hard work for you and giving you all the leads in one website. So, you know, just capitalize on that.
Tim, I'd like to